They say the fields near Kandalpur were cursed long before the village even had a name. Locals swear the ground there breathes at night, soft, rhythmic, like something buried deep beneath still remembers how to move. No one grazed their cattle there anymore, not after the incident. It started one monsoon evening when the storm came earlier than expected. The rain fell like sheets of glass, and a hyperactive mother cow, they called her Gauri, broke loose from her tether, charging straight into those forbidden fields. Her bell was heard only once more before silence swallowed the night. The villagers said to leave her. "No beast comes back from that place," the elders warned, their faces grim in the flickering lamplight. But three young men, brave or foolish, no one could tell, took lanterns and went after her. They said Gauri had just calved. A mother doesn't wander without reason, they argued. Her newborn was wailing back in the shed, and a mother's instinct is a powerful, stubborn thing. So, ignoring the elders' pleas, they stepped into the storm. They reached the edge of the field, where the soil was soft and sunken, as if the earth itself had been breathing heavy. The lanterns flickered, casting long dancing shadows that played tricks on their eyes. The rain hissed against the hot glass of their lamps. That's when they heard it, a wet dragging sound, long and slow, circling them from the darkness just beyond the reach of their light. One of them, Ramesh, held his lantern higher. "Gauri?" he called out, his voice trembling slightly. The only answer was the relentless drumming of the rain and that horrible dragging noise. It seemed closer now, slithering through the mud. They saw a shape move in the periphery, low to the ground, impossibly long. It wasn't a cow. Suddenly, a choked moo echoed from deeper within the field. It was Gauri. Her cry was cut short, replaced by a sickening, wet crunch. The three men froze, their blood turning to ice. The dragging sound stopped. An unnerving silence fell, broken only by the storm. They knew, with a certainty that settled deep in their bones, that they were no longer the hunters. They were the hunted. The ground beneath their feet seemed to sigh, a deep, guttural exhalation of damp earth. The soil shifted, and a foul smell, like rot and river mud, filled the air. They started backing away, slowly, their eyes wide with terror, fixed on the impenetrable darkness ahead. That's when the second sound began. It wasn't a drag this time. It was a rhythmic squelching like heavy, wet footsteps, and they were getting faster, coming right for them. They turned and ran. They didn't look back. They didn't dare. They sprinted through the mud and rain, their lungs burning, the sounds of their own frantic heartbeats drowning out the storm. They burst back into the village, gasping for air, their faces pale with a terror that no one had ever seen before. They didn't need to say what happened. The villagers saw it in their eyes. The fields had claimed another soul. The next morning, when the storm had passed and the sun cast a weak light over the drenched landscape, the villagers gathered at the edge of the field. Gauri's calf was still crying for its mother. The three men stood apart, haunted, staring at the muddy ground. There were no tracks leading out of the field, only the ones leading in. The earth looked settled, peaceful even, as if it had just finished a heavy meal. They never spoke of what they heard or saw that night, but from then on, a new rule was added to the old warnings. You don't just stay away from the fields near Kandalpur. You don't even look at them after dark, because some things that are buried aren't dead. They're just waiting. And sometimes they get hungry. That's the story of the breathing fields of Kandalpur, a chilling tale from a small village, a reminder that some places are best left alone. What do you think was out there in the dark? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more tales from the shadows, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.